Hey everyone, this is Ivan from Vintage Camera Lab, and today we're going to be looking at the Yashica Electro 35. Now, the Electro 35 is an extremely popular camera. You guys out there, you guys will probably have one or know somebody who does. There are a lot of these around and a lot of different versions. This is the original, one of the original versions. It's just called the Electro 35. Other ones are called Electro 35 GS, GSN, etc. And so let's dive in and see what we got. So here we see it comes with a Yashica DX 45mm f1.7 lens. And that's mated to a electronically controlled shutter, which makes this an auto exposure camera. It's kind of the electronic exposure control is more or less aperture priority. The shutter was made by a Japanese company, Copal, as you can see down here. And there are three shutter modes. There's auto, which is automatic, self-explanatory. And there's a flash sync, which is about 1/30th of a second. And then there's bulb, which means that the shutter will stay open for as long as you hold down the shutter button, which is here. Further down on the barrel lens, you have the aperture selector here. You can see there's little graphics too, like f4 is for cloudy days, f2, f1.7 is if you're indoors, and sunny days you want to use f11 or f16. Pretty standard stuff. Over here there's a tiny little lever for self-timer, and I'll just trip it real quick. And on the bottom is the focus for the lens. And so when you're using it on auto exposure, there's these little two lights here that'll tell you whether you're too fast or too slow, your shutter speed, I mean. There's also a film speed indicator here, which, to keep track of what kind of film speed the film you've loaded in there is. There is the shutter button here, which has a threaded socket for a cable release. And there's a little thing here where you can depress it, and then you can actually lock it to keep it closed. You can see right here. And this is for when you're using it on bulb mode. There's a frame counter here on the right side of the frame advance lever, and which also cocks the shutter. And on the back there's a battery check light and the viewfinder. And then here is the film winder for when you're done shooting a roll. You just depress this tiny little button on the back, and then you can flip this little lever out and wind it. And there's some strap lugs. There's the flash sync cord. On the bottom there is a tripod socket and a battery door for a now discontinued Mercury battery. You can find adapters where you can use modern alkaline batteries, but I don't have one for this, so I won't be able to show you the electronics. Again, the Yashica Electro 35 is a rangefinder, which means that when you look through the viewfinder window, you'll see two images that are superimposed on top of one another, and the way you focus is that you shift the lens back and forth until those two superimposed images coincide. So I'm going to show you how to open the film door now. Like a lot of cameras, you just pull up the film rewind knob, and then you just pull it up a little bit more, and this spring-loaded hinge flips open. As you can see here, there is a the film speed chart here to show you the kind of film speeds that this camera can handle. So this particular model goes up to ISO 500. And I think later models of this camera, later variants of this camera, can handle even faster film. So yeah, that's about it for the Electro 35. Oh, sorry, here's a accessory shoe where you can have you can put your flash unit or external viewfinder if you wish, or anything like that. And yeah, that's the Yashica Electro 35. Thanks for watching. If you guys want to learn more about this camera, there's a link in the video description where you can find more photographs and information. And I do have to tell you that the camera that I have on the website is actually not this particular camera. It's actually a Yashica Electro 35 GS, which I got before this one. And so, you know, it'll be a little slightly different from the video, the one here in the video, but it's more or less the same camera. Okay, thanks for watching, guys.